Here's what we're about to uncover: how MLB's expanded 12-team playoff system set in motion a business shift that touches every corner of the league. In 2022, the league introduced bites for the top 2 division winners in each league, while the remaining teams battled in a best-of-3 wildcard series hosted by the higher seed. At the same time, MLB eliminated traditional Game 163 tiebreakers, replacing them with mathematical formulas. That single tweak altered how late September strategy played out and quietly reshaped the financial inventory of the postseason. We'll map how seeding formats, broadcast windows, and sponsorship exposure concentrate economic value in very specific October moments. Because in reality, even one extra game on the playoff calendar can change everything. The financial weight of MLB's new playoff structure becomes clearest when you focus on how one additional series reshapes the calendar. Under the 12-team format, the 2 top division winners in each league skip straight to the division series, while the next 4 clubs in each league face off in a best-of-3 wildcard series. Every game in those wildcard matchups is hosted by the higher seed, spread over a compact 3-day window. That guarantees more sellable inventory right at the start of October, inventory that teams and networks never had before. To fans, the difference may sound small, just 2 extra playoff teams. But think about the setup: multiple days where 4 games can be staged and televised back-to-back, all under postseason conditions. Compare that to the quiet rhythm of a Tuesday in mid-June. The atmosphere on the field, the intensity in the stands, and the stakes attached to each pitch are completely different. And structurally, all of those matchups are centralized in higher seed ballparks, ensuring packed houses for games that feel as decisive as any elimination scenario. Another shift sits in the rulebook. Postseason games no longer use the regular season automatic runner in extra innings. That means late-night dramatics extend naturally, without shortcuts, creating high-leverage moments that keep fans glued to the broadcast in inside stadiums longer. For clubs, that translates into additional concessions, merchandise sales, and more immersive time for sponsor activations. For networks, it means a broadcast that delivers scarce live drama at unpredictable lengths, something advertisers can't replicate in other programming blocks. This compact format also meshes with the removal of tiebreaker games. In the past, teams occasionally played a 1-game playoff, often called a Game 163, to decide entry or seeding. Now MLB resolves ties with mathematical tiebreakers based on head-to-head and divisional records. That change guarantees the wildcard schedule is locked in advance, letting broadcasters plan national windows with certainty while giving clubs time to coordinate ticket sales, staffing, and sponsorship rollouts. The result is a clean slate of guaranteed premium games to market immediately after the regular season ends. From the media perspective, those guaranteed windows are gold. October baseball doesn't compete with dozens of simultaneous broadcasts like the regular season does. Instead, every wildcard game is staged in a way that maximizes national exposure, turning matchups like Guardians vs. Rays or Padres vs. Mets into events aired across prime slots. Advertising partners know these are the rare games when casual viewers drop in, and that scarcity of live programming commands attention. Broadcasters use that exclusivity to showcase more partner integrations, behind-the-plate signage, pre-game features, or branded post-game shows, without the need to inflate pricing into unverifiable figures. Sponsorships grow out of those layers. With more franchises guaranteed to step onto the national stage, more partners gain the chance to showcase logos, products, and fan experiences that ride along with postseason broadcasts. It's not about hidden windfalls. It's about multiplying the moments when a brand is tied to high-attention highlights that ripple through news clips, league social posts, and fan memories. Expanding access means more clubs get to sell that scarcity, which alters the economic balance of the league. And while gate receipts, broadcast slots, and sponsor activations explain the immediate payoff, the real story runs deeper. These extra appearances don't just boost short-term revenue. They raise the visibility and perceived strength of the franchises involved, setting the stage for changes that reach far beyond October nights. What happens when simply reaching October shifts how a team is perceived in the larger baseball economy? That's the question at the heart of the expanded playoff bracket, because postseason qualification isn't just about on-field glory, it's a multiplier for franchise value. The 12-team format that began in 2022 didn't just stretch the bracket, it created more opportunities for clubs to remain nationally relevant, generate sponsor interest, and keep fans invested deeper into the calendar. That extended relevance builds partnerships and attention in ways the regular season alone never could. At a glance, the expansion feels like universal good news: more competition, more engaged fan bases, and a greater number of teams with genuine postseason stakes. But this wider access introduces a layer of unpredictability. In a system where even lower seeds hold a legitimate chance, postseason runs are no longer confined to juggernauts. In 2022, the Philadelphia Phillies entered as the lowest seed in the National League, yet carried their momentum straight through to the World Series. The very next year, the Texas Rangers, a number 5 seed, and the Arizona Diamondbacks, a number 6 seed, faced each other in the Fall Classic. From a competitive perspective, this randomness disrupts the idea of dynasties. From a business perspective, surprise contenders become invaluable marketing assets, pulling in outsized national coverage and energizing a broader range of fans. Consider how the bracket structure itself changes exposure. The 2 top division winners in each league earn by Des, which not only reward regular season performance, but also set the conditions for larger stages. Teams like the Toronto Blue Jays, depending on their finish, have been positioned in scenarios where they would secure a first-round bye. That distinction matters. Advancing directly to the division series eliminates the short wild card round risk and guarantees immediate primetime slots, driving broader coverage and more hosted high-profile matchups. The opportunity for a franchise to present itself as a top seed is just as valuable to business partners as the games themselves. The benefit extends across markets of all sizes. Playoff appearances raise a team's profile beyond their local community, giving sponsors a reason to commit to more visible partnerships. Merchandise sales and ticket demand intensify as postseason games unfold, but equally important is how those appearances reinforce the brand's place in the national conversation. For smaller market teams whose seasons typically conclude with little fanfare, a playoff surge can reset their reputation for years. That shift matters for fan retention, corporate partnerships, and even negotiations over ballpark improvements or local sponsorship rights. Ownership groups and investors also feel the difference. While it's difficult to measure an exact dollar increase, the perception of being a postseason regular carries weight when teams explore minority stake sales or seek outside capital. Potential partners recognize that playoff qualification translates into heightened visibility and more frequent national stage appearances. Labeling a team as a consistent playoff contender primes it for longer-term relevance, which in turn creates more confidence in its business operations. And here's where the multiplier effect reaches its sharpest point. Postseason exposure not only reshapes how franchises are valued internally, it alters how they're sold externally, whether that's to sponsors, media networks, or even regional markets seeking more coverage. The structure guarantees more meaningful games under brighter lights, and that makes a difference no matter which club advances. So while playoff expansion rewired the economics of teams themselves, one ripple stands out loudest. Added postseason windows gave broadcast networks and sponsors an entirely new commodity to fight over. And that's where the financial story of October baseball turns into high-priced television. When broadcasters look at the expanded playoff structure, what they see isn't just more baseball games, it's more scarce, nationally relevant programming. And that's the core of media rights and the sponsorship domino effect. Playoff baseball offers high-stakes drama that the regular season can't match, and that scarcity is exactly what makes it so valuable to networks and brands. During the grind of 162 regular season games, even marquee matchups can get buried among other sports and entertainment choices. But in October, the calendar compresses into a handful of games where every pitch feels decisive. Networks know these moments attract not only the diehards but also casual viewers who tune in because the games matter more. That concentrated attention elevates broadcast windows into events, and once the games cross into that category, they become premium real estate for sponsors looking to capture a national audience. The structure of the new format only reinforces this. Every wildcard series is hosted entirely by the higher seed over a 3-day span. That setup gives MLB and its broadcast partners a compact, guaranteed slate of high-stakes games to promote weeks in advance. Instead of waiting for tiebreakers or unpredictable scheduling, the league can present a clean, nationally marketable lineup from the very first pitch of October. Afternoon games can be positioned to grab East Coast audiences, while evening starts draw West Coast prime slots, an alignment that MLB leadership has openly highlighted as a way to further maximize postseason appeal for networks. For sponsors, the effect is immediate. Expanded playoff windows mean more chances to buy visibility at the exact moment when fans are most attentive. In-stadium signage, broadcast integrations, and digital activations carry greater weight because postseason baseball offers a shared national spotlight. What once was a smaller set of exclusive advertising opportunities has grown into a larger coordinated marketplace that stretches deeper into October. That longer engagement window creates opportunities for brands to roll out campaigns with more stickiness. Every additional day that a team stays alive generates highlight clips, social shares, and storylines that extend the sponsorship value beyond any single commercial break. And when the narratives involve underdogs, the impact multiplies. The 2022 Phillies made the leap from the final wildcard slot to a World Series appearance, sparking nationwide attention that their regular season never commanded. In 2023, the Arizona Diamondbacks, entering as the number 6 seed, stunned observers with their run to the Fall Classic. Each upset win expanded their audience and gave sponsors unexpected bursts of visibility across broadcasts and social media. That's the domino effect in action. More playoff teams lead to more meaningful games, which generate more national attention, which in turn creates more valuable sponsorship opportunities. The system doesn't just reward the powerhouse clubs, it amplifies the stories of underdogs and keeps fans engaged longer. And once you start following those dominoes across networks, brands, and playoff brackets, the picture becomes clear. The expanded postseason has shifted baseball's business model in profound ways. Since 2022, the 12-team format with buys for the top 2 division winners in each league, best-of-3 wildcard series hosted by higher seeds, and the removal of Game 163 tiebreakers has redefined how value flows between teams, media partners, and sponsors. These structural adjustments show how one rulebook change can ripple into business outcomes well beyond the field. Now the bigger question looms. If MLB expands to 32 teams, does the playoff field grow to 14? Or do new mechanisms like rewarding top seeds with a ghost win come into play? Share your take below. Which lever buys, hosted wildcard windows, or tiebreaker rules do you think most shapes the business of October baseball?